is purpose behind the madness. Oh, come on, I still see y'all sitting down. But somebody is going through something and they don't understand why they're going through what they're going through. They have no inkling clue because they can stand and say, I've been faithful. They can stand and say, God, I didn't turn my back on you. They can stand and say, God, I've been in prayer. I've been in devotion. But God has said, regardless of all that, there is purpose behind the madness. I still see some of y'all sitting down, they still ain't moved because this ain't hit them yet. They're in a good place. But I come to tell you that you're going to hit that place that's called madness. And you ain't going to understand why you can't sleep. You ain't going to understand why you can't eat. You ain't going to understand why you can't pray. You ain't going to understand why you don't want to get up and go to church. But it's a place called madness. Says his purpose will help us to understand, Jermaine, why God works through our different, oh my God, difficult times. Yes. Says, daughter, says, Tristan, when everything was good, everything is at the top, you act like you don't need me. When everything is just the way you want it, I can barely hear your voice. And when everything is going grand, all I get is a whisper at night. That's all I get from you. And sometimes you might just throw your hand and say thank you when you look at the next person that's next to you that is going through. But God said today, there is purpose behind the madness. That's why I have you there. Oh my God, Jesus. He gave me the text. Romans 8:28. Oh my God. Yeah, you know it. You know it. Talabakosha. Justin, you know it. Etelaboshiando. He kandalaboshi. Thank you, Jesus. Sharon, you know it. Mother D, you know it. Yeah. Tiffany, you know it. Yeah, Tracy, you know it. Yeah, Bridget, you know it. Oh God, Jermaine, you know it. The word says that, and we know that in all things. He said, tell them today, I don't care what it looks like, because I'm behind the scene working it out. There is purpose in the madness. Says, in all things God works for the good of those who love him. I want to look out in the congregation today that say, God, I love you better than I love myself. God, I love you better than I love my child that I birthed in this earth. Matter of fact, God, I love you better than the one that birthed me into this earth. I love you, God. I won't turn my back on you. I rest on you. I wait on you. Oh my God, God, I have patience. Look at your neighbor, said, that's why I love him like I do. Songwriter said, because can't nobody do me like Jesus. No. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Even though I'm going through the fire, even though I'm going through the storm, David said, I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praises, his praises shall continually be in my mouth. When I'm will praise him. When I can't find my way, I will praise him. I will bless the Lord at all times. Somebody holler, I love him. I love him. I love him. That word goes on who says, who have been called according to his purpose. Jermaine, I'm sitting here and I'm toiling with this word purpose, and I'm hearing this people echo in the back of my mind, trying to find out, Rachel, what my purpose is in the church. Your purpose. I do believe when I read that word, it says his purpose. When you get your purpose confused with his purpose, you'll never walk in the fulfillment of God's purpose. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, I've got to walk in the purpose of God. I've got my purpose twisted up and confused with his purpose, and it ain't the purpose of my life. That's why I'm still with him. That you have to be, when I'm going to go back to this first text, no, I'm going to go back to what God is really trying to do with us here in fulfilling his purpose. He says, first of all, Wintress, when you fulfill God's purpose in life, first thing first is to be conformed in his image. Yes. And a lot of us, Ty, is so busy looking like our old self that people can't tell that you've changed into his image. And the thing about it is, you guys remember when the old folks used to say, Sister Deborah, I looked at my hands, and they looked new, and I looked at my feet, and they looked new. So when God is telling us that we have to have this image change, that means that when people look at you, you still look the same, Michael, but there is a glory of God that will rest on you, that will make people say there's something about you. No. It ain't your makeup, but there's a glow that's resting on you. How do you know that, Prophetess Bice? Because I'm about to tell you. When Moses went up to the mount and he came down, it wasn't his clothes that was different. It wasn't his conversation that was different. It wasn't the 10 commandments that he carried down with him. But they looked at the countenance of his skin. The skin that he was walking in had all of a sudden changed. I come to tell you that when God does something in the inside of you, people know it because the glow of God, the glory of God begins to rest on you. Look at your neighbor. Say, you've been in the glory and I see something different. Look at somebody else and say, you've been in the glory and I see something different. When thinking about God, when you've been in his glory and you accept his love and you accept his will, you don't come down one side with the glory and the other side just you. He does it in the fullness, oh my God. And what's going on in the body of Christ, that when we look at people and they look crazy, that's because they ain't got the fulfillment of God's glory on their life. They're still dealing with self on one side, and they're trying to deal with God on the other side. And it's just like vinegar and oil. It don't look too good when you kind of shake it up. I come to tell you that God is trying to shake things up and get some things on the outside from the inside out of you. Or look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, vinegar and oil don't mix. God is trying to make you oily. Yeah, I'll say it again. people touch you, yeah, they're already healed. When people touch you, you ain't got to pray them out because the oil is on you. The glow is on you. God's grace is on you. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm oily, I'm oily, I'm oily. Another 6 minutes. The Lord said, when you're dealing with him taking you out of this place of madness, he's trying to let you know, just in that you're in a place that he's trying to let you know that there's dominion inside of you. That when you grasp dominion, there's nothing that is impossible for God to work out in your favor. A lot of us is sitting on our dominion. Oh, I can't get it. I said a lot of us is sitting on our dominion when God is saying, I want to birth it out of you because you are part of the kingdom. And when you rise up, kingdom rise up. You've got to get up off of your dominion and make some stuff happen. God, what is this dominion you're talking about? He said, tell my sons. He said, he said, tell my daughters that they have power to rule. Y'all not hearing me. He said, tell my sons and daughters that you guys have power to rule. When you walk in a place, it should not conform to what it was. But because you walked in it, the power in you conforms the room to the atmosphere of God. It gets kind of quiet because you walked in it. People kind of be submissive because you walked in it. Things kind of change because you walked in it. In dominion, you have power. The room. Hallelujah. Things don't change unless you know the power of ruling. I like that. Yes, come on, Pastor. Yes. I said, God, the power of ruling. What are you talking about? He says, mastering the place that you're in. So when you master something, you're able to go to the next level in God. You're able not only to master it, but guess what? Because I've been through it, I can slowly write down instructions to tell the next person what to do when they're in this situation so that they can come out because I mastered it. Look at your neighbor. Said the next stage of my life is now. Go ahead, tell them. The next stage of my life is now. Because I'm about to master some stuff. Where I was on yesterday, I'm not going to be there anymore. Because I mastered some stuff. And the only reason how you're able to master something is that you come through it. I want 3 people that said I'm about to come through to take a step to your next stage and give the Lord a shout of praise. Tell him I thank you. Now I want you to high five somebody and tell them I mastered it. I mastered it. I mastered it. It's not going to take over me. It's not going to rule me. It's not going to push me. I'm going to push it. I'm going to rule it. I'm going to take dominion. I'm about to live. I'm about to live. I'm about to live. The only thing that will back up this place of dominion is me. Yes, come on, Pastor. Yes. God, what are you talking about? The only thing, Patricia, thoughts becomes his thoughts. Let me say that again. Your thoughts become his thoughts. When he said raise your hand, she had no problem. Because when you abide in him and he abides in you, you give him full authority to do what he wants to do in you. Who am I talking to? That is causing God to be partial in your life. You can't serve him halfway because God is saying, I need you. I want you. He said, I'm looking for some help. Can I trust you? I'm looking for some people. Don't you see the help wanted signs? Don't you see I need some people to pray? Don't you see I need some people to go in the battlefield? Don't you see? Trials, temptation. Madness for a long time, Michael, is because we don't understand the trial. Come on, Pastor. Oh, Jesus. We don't understand why God is tempting us urgently. We just go with the flow and think God will fix it. To Harold, but God is saying, I'm not trying to fix it this time. I fixed it for you many times before, but now I want to let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus. What is it, Jeanette? He said, I want you to understand that the mind that is supposed to be in you, which is in Christ Jesus, is changed. Jesus understood that even as he walked this earth, that he was in a place, Crystal, of transition. The purpose behind the madness is transition. Okay, come on here. When you understand that I'm going through, Preston, to transition into the image of Christ Jesus, then you will keep walking through the fire. You will keep walking through the sword. You will keep walking through the heartache. You will keep walking through bitterness. Look at your neighbor and say, come with me. I'm going to keep on walking. I dare you to run to 3 people and tell them don't give up now. There's purpose behind your madness. Go ahead, prophesy to them. Tell them don't give up now. There's purpose behind the madness. Go ahead, tell them don't give up now. It's purpose in the madness. help me. For I want you to see my word fulfilled. Now we just, I looked at this text. There was something that was missing. Sharon, Mama D, Deborah, Julissa, there was something that was missing, Tracy. And I was saying, well, why? Why would God watch His word be fulfilled? He said, listen here, Tanisha, you got two kind of people that you're dealing with. Come here. You. Come here, Sharon. Don't you run. Two kind of people that you're dealing with. Scoot that chair over here, Ty. Somebody said two kind of people. Two kind of people. Come on, let me hear you again. Two type of people. Two kind of people. Push it over a little bit more. Right here. Two type of people that you're dealing with. One person will sit down and wait. But the next person, God is watching over to see the fulfillment of His promise is working until it comes. They're in the field making it happen until it comes. And guess who it comes faster to? The one that's working. He ain't looking for the one that's sitting down saying, God, I'm just waiting for you to make it happen. He's looking for the one that's looking, the one that's working in the field. No, you're not hearing me. You're not getting the picture. What happened? So Ruth was in the field. Ruth was working. She wasn't sitting down waiting on her dominion for her Boaz to come. She was in the field working. Look at your neighbor and say, God is going to fulfill it when you begin to work. No, look at me, tell him you got to work it. Look at somebody else and tell them you got to work it. You want the business, you got to work it. You want ministry, you got to work it. You want the job, you got to put in some application. You got to work it. A promise or something, you gotta work it. You gotta work it. You gotta get your hands dirty. His word says right here, yeah, for I am watching to see my word is fulfilled. He wants to see, Linda, just how bad anything worth having is worth fighting for. How bad? I'm almost finished. Give me 5 more minutes. Thank you. God says, tell the people. The purpose of the madness is to perfect the call. Oh my God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Some of y'all go kids that tomorrow. Thank you, Jesus. The purpose of the madness is to perfect you look somebody straight in the eye, I want you to tell them, say, neighbor, the call is open to everyone. Just because you can pray real good, you've been called. Just because you can preach good, you've been called. Just because you can sing good, you've been called. Just because you come in